Yeah.
Mute, and we are ready. It's all yours, Mr. Case Handler. Unmute. You got to unmute, man. Hello, 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 hello.
Morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time for us to jump into what's called Cruising with the Case Handler. That's what we're doing right here. We are cruising with the case handler. Now, what is that? Well, I'm going to let Adam Handler explain that in a few, all right? But all I've got to say to you is turn up your radios. Everybody, turn up your radios on 93.5 WVIP FM. I'm about to speak with a panel of attorneys from the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking on personal injury, immigration. It's now time to get your immigration questions ready. Log on the Facebook, my page, David Squeeze Annakie, CEO of the Link Up Media Group of Companies, or the Case Handler page, okay, or the firm's page, PPID, and get your questions ready. With that said, I turn it over to, of course, the man of the moment, Adam Handler. How you doing, man?
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I have a client here. We just settled a big case for her. She's working on signing those papers, and we want to get to the insurance company as soon as possible. So you have to understand that is
priority.
Primary business. All right. The show must go on, but I'm in very capable hands with you, Squeeze, with the Conrads, with the Allen K's. So let's get it started. It's Monday. It is March 1st. It's a brand new month. We got an exciting announcement for you folks, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you stick around and tune in for that. And, you know, we are a show of lawyers. We are a group of lawyers. We are a group of friends and colleagues and professionals here to let you know who we are, what we do, and how we do it. We are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We are a full-service law firm. I personally handle the personal injury cases. My partners handle the immigration cases, the real estate cases, the criminal cases, the family law cases. You got a legal problem, we got a legal solution. You got that legal question. Guess what, Squeeze? We got that legal answer. And the next question is how we do it. Well, we do it in an exceptional manner. We get the best possible result for you and your family, treating you like family, not just like a file. So that's who we are, what we do, and how we do it. I'm down with PPID. Conrad's down with PPID. Alan's down with PPID. Squeeze, you're down with PPID. I guess the question out there, ladies and gentlemen, for you listening on 93.5 FM, are you down with PPID? The only way we'll know you're down with PPID is if you call this number, let it ring a few times, hang up, and save it. Our phone number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID-LAW.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's another reason why you should be calling that number. Because something is back. Something is back. It's called...
Backstreet's back.
Yeah, Backstreet's back. It's called free consultations. Yes, free consultations at the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico on immigration. Now, last year, I warned a lot of people that nothing lasts forever, and the free consultations went away. Ladies and gentlemen, all I'm simply saying to you, at 25 minutes before the hour, if you are out there and you have an immigration question, get yourself a consultation with the law firm PPID. Now, let me be very forward with you. When you get that consultation, don't just call because you want to get a free consultation. You seriously should think about hiring the firm. The consultation is just to let you know that the firm truly is an excellent firm and can represent you. Don't do it yourself. I will not let you do that. That's not a good thing. All right. We've seen so many bad things happen. So yes, the free consultations are back at PPID. The number to call right now is 844-774-3529. Let me slow down with the number for all the people who are driving, all the people at home. I did say FREE, free consultations. Now, don't call up and say, well, Squeeze said free consultation. I'm going to be on the phone with you for 30 minutes, an hour. No. Come on. These are attorneys. They work for a living. They got families to feed. Okay. They got bills just like all of us. It's going to be a limited consultation. Can't be on the phone with them forever. They've got to work. All right. So right now, call 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that the attorneys are being very generous to actually speaking with you. All right. I don't know about attorneys speaking with you for free, man. This world is different. Unless it's Adam Handler with personal injury, he'll talk with you for free all day, you know. But at the end of the day, it's all about the settlement. Now with immigration, they're a very busy firm. Get your 10 minutes in there, talk with them, ask all the questions, be prepared, have everything. And then after you get your answers, you hire them. The number to call is 844-774-3529. Also, reach out to my Jamaican brother, the liaison over there. Okay. You all know who that is, Adam? You know who that brother is?
The Yachty?
The Yachty, yeah.
Yeah, Ralston, my man Ralston, of course.
Right? Okay, speak with Ralston. You want to speak the lingo, you can talk with Ralston. Ralston is a very astute individual. So make sure you reach out to him. I think my word is more like studious.
Yeah,
all right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. He actually graduated law school in Jamaica. So he is an excellent resource and somebody that we trust implicitly and really does, no pun intended, speak the language. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are super excited to be promoting the free immigration consultations again, but it is for a very limited time. So please, you know, I'm going to be saying this over and over. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by calling that number and getting that question answered for free. I can't stress it enough. And we just have to keep reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, no other law firm out there or no other quality law firm out there is doing that. So thank you, Conrad and Nelson and Alan and Alex and all the other wonderful attorneys that are giving their time essentially pro bono for free for that consultation. So take advantage of that, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the show is called Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. To get the free consultation, 844-774-3529 is the number. 844-774-3529. Good morning, Conrad. Good morning, Alan EK. Let's jump right into it, and then we'll come back to Mr. Personal Injury in a few minutes. I want immigration updates. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do want it also, you can email news@ppid.com or fill out the link and be a part of the newsletter database. Let's jump right into it with the General, Alan EK. I know he's excited about a lot. So Alan, let's talk, man. What's going on with immigration? It's a Monday, the first day of the rest of our lives. Talk to me.
Okay, the big news is that President Biden has revoked a Trump-era ban that blocked almost all legal immigration to the United States. So this ban on immigrant visas has now been lifted. Good news. Not yet on non-immigrant visas, but we expect that may come at the end of this month. But in the meantime, we've got 300,000 cases pending at American consulates, which were on hold because of the previous administration. And now they can move forward. It's going to be a problem for American consuls processing 300,000 cases because there's no longer an immigrant visa ban. So that's kind of big news from last week, and that's going to be help a lot of people.
You know, okay. Alan, if I could just interrupt for a second. Good morning, everybody. Let's be clear on what ban has been lifted and what ban has not been lifted.
Yes.
So that is important.
So
go ahead, be clear.
Okay. What has been lifted is a ban on immigrant visas. The ban on non-immigrant visas has not yet been lifted. We hope and expect it will be lifted by the end of March. But right now, there are 300,000 cases which were pending at American consulates because their immigrant visas cases were on hold, no longer on hold. Problem for the American consuls to process 300,000 cases, but it's good news. Okay, more good news.
Well, actually, before you get to the other good news, when we talk about non-immigrant visas, we're talking about temporary visas, work visas, H1s, H2s, Js. Those type of temporary work visas were banned by the previous administration last June. That ban still exists, but it's due to expire on March 31st. If Biden doesn't lift it before then, it will expire a natural death on March 31st. And there's very little chance that it's going to be extended. So that's good news. I'm sorry, Alan, go ahead.
We have good news on immigrant visas, and we expect to have some good news on non-immigrant visas by the end of the month, if not sooner. Okay, more good news. The U.S. CIS has decided to revert to the 2008 version of the naturalization civics test. The previous administration had put in a burdensome and more difficult civics test, and the object was to make less people be eligible for American citizenship. So going back, beginning March 1st, to the previous test, the 2008 test, much more friendly test, and that's really good news. Okay, next. As far as DACA is concerned, there is a Texas lawsuit going on to try to do away with DACA. But on the other hand, President Biden has put in an executive order to strengthen and fortify DACA. That's number one. Number two, there's a DACA provision in the Immigration Act of 2021, which was introduced recently in the House and Senate. And there's a separate DREAM Act, which is pending in Congress, which will make DACA permanent also. So there's some good news on DACA. 3 different things pending. Okay, next. There's a huge backlog in removal proceedings. There are 1.3 million cases pending in removal proceedings. There are only 500 immigration judges. You do the math, it would take a long, long time for those 500 immigration judges to work on these 1.3 million cases. It would be at least 4 to 5 or 6 years, if not more. And so we're hoping that, and I think there are some provisions in the Immigration Act of 2021 which will help with that too. Okay, next. There are some new ICE guidelines which will make things a lot better for people. Previously, ICE had unfettered discretion to arrest and deport anybody. The new ICE guidelines have 3 priorities: national security, border security, and public safety. So ICE no longer has unfettered discretion to grab anybody and deport anybody. So this is really good news in terms of the new enforcement priorities for ICE. And we can send you copies of that also. Okay, next. We have 11 million undocumented aliens. 700,000 of them are the DACA people. Obviously, you can't deport 11 million people. The government does not have any resources to do that. Of the 11 million people, 5.5 million of them are what's called essential workers. So obviously, we need a permanent solution to help and do something with these 11 million undocumented aliens. 70 to 80% of the American public wants the solution to this problem. So hopefully something will be worked out, and there's some really good provisions in the Immigration Act of 2021. Now, the Immigration Act of 2021 has 353 pages. No one really expects that whole thing to pass Congress. You would need 60 votes in the Senate to get it passed. But basically, there's some good pieces in the Immigration Act of 2021. Some of it, so some of it will be a path to undocumented aliens in just a few years. So even though most people figure it's not, that whole bill, 353 pages, unlikely to pass, they see it as a starting point, and they see different pieces in the bill if could get passed into law without the whole thing going through. And one of the nice things in there, it does away with the 3 and 10 year bar for people who need a waiver because they stayed in the United States too long. There are a lot of other good things in it, including there's a part of the Immigration Act that helps DACA people. So that's good news also, that the immigration, and it's pending now in the House and in the Senate. They will be marking it up in the next couple of months. And then once it's marked up in the House and marked up in the Senate, the Senate bill goes to the House to pass it. The House bill goes to the Senate. in the end, we'll have a bill that's been agreed upon by both, but you'll need 60 votes in the Senate to pass it. So the fact that there's legislation pending which will legalize a lot of these undocumented aliens is very good news.
Sorry about that.
That is some of the important news. The ICE priorities are good because ICE no longer has unfettered discretion to grab and deport anybody. That's really good news. And the new naturalization, going back to the naturalization test, good news. ICE guidelines, good news. Provisions to help DACA, good news. Immigrant visa ban lifted, good news. Hopefully the non-immigrant visa ban will come into effect in the end of March, if not sooner. So these are some of the good news that we have pending right now.
Thank you so much. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on immigration and, yes, personal injury. We're getting to Mr. Adam Handler, the case handler, the man, once again, who have settled well over $130 million. However, just wanted to expound a little bit on immigration. Now is the time to get your filings in. Find out, should you file? Can you file? Reach out to the firm. The consultation is free. That number happens to be 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. Every one of you, you're watching this on Facebook. Share it. Let the world know. They have free consultations again. Let the world know. If you get hurt in an accident, you only need Adam Handler. If you're in New Jersey or, of course, New York, make that link to the firm. 844-PPID-LAW. Adam Handler, I'm eager to hear true success stories. I'm eager to hear what you've been doing. I'm eager to hear any settlements lately, or your last settlement was last year.
Yeah, no, last year. Come on, man. You should know me better than that. No, we're over $1 million already in 2021, and that's actually pretty slow. At this point last year, we were probably almost at about 3 million. But obviously, courts were open a year ago. We're still not at that 1 year anniversary. A year ago, I was in court, nice suit, feeling good, looking good, doing my thing with the judges in all the counties, really kicking some butt. And interestingly enough, like January was very slow, and I spoke to a lot of colleagues that do personal injury as well. Very, very slow month, but things have certainly started to pick up. I mean, I've got some great numbers that we posted last week, and funny, it's mind over matter. Conrad asked me about a week and a half ago, and he's like, what's up with the settlements? And I said, you know what, we're making calls. The insurance companies, a lot of people still, feeling their way through the whole remote thing, and then all of a sudden it was like an avalanche. So these are some of the cases that we settled just in the past week. $100,000 for a car accident, $88,125 for a car accident, $175,000 for a slip and fall, $75,000 for a car accident, $25,000 for a car accident, $20,000 for a car accident, $22,500 for a car accident, and $175,000 for a slip and fall. So that's probably about 600 grand right there. So really, things are starting to cook again for case handler clients, and we couldn't be happier, Squeeze. I mean, listen, when you come to us and you've been injured and you don't know where to turn, we are thrilled when we're able to get you that big money. We say life-changing money for life-changing injuries. And of course, this is all tax-free. You don't pay taxes on personal injury money. And you got one shot to get it right. So all these individuals had one chance and one chance only. And the 100,000 was the full amount. The 75,000 was the full amount. The 25,000 was the full amount. We go after the maximum compensation for you and your family, and that's what we do. So that's what we've been doing the past week. Certainly proud of that. I'm sure we'll have some smiling faces on all those pictures, for Testimonial Tuesday and social media. And while we're at it, Squeeze, I always have to make that pitch. Ladies and gentlemen listening on 93.5 FM, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting me for nearly 17 years on this radio station. Actually, it's 16 years rather on this radio station. But if you can go one step further, check me out on social media. Check out the Case Handler on Facebook. check out the case handler on Instagram. I actually got direct messages on Instagram this weekend from 2 individuals. Somebody actually lives in Houston, Texas, wanted to know if I can help him. Unfortunately, I can't. I only handle New York and New Jersey, but I'm going to work on trying to find her an attorney out there that's reputable. And then another individual direct messaged me about an accident that happened at work about a year ago. She said, I wish I knew about you before. Can you help me? And I'll be working with her as well. But again, when you're connected to me on social media, you don't only see what we're doing and how we're doing it, but you're also literally connected to me 24/7, asking all those legal questions you possibly have concerning personal injury, of course, for free. And speaking of free, those of you that may be just tuning in the past few minutes, the free consultations are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the immigration. Extremely important that you understand that we are a full service law firm. Yes, I handle the personal injury cases, but my partners handle the immigration cases, the real estate cases, the matrimonial cases, the criminal cases, the employment law cases. And for all across the board, every department here at PPID for at least the next couple weeks, 100% free phone consultations. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by calling this number right now. 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844 PPID law.
And I see a ton of calls coming in now for the free phone consultations. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, and I will not stop talking about it. Listen, honestly, nothing is really free in life. Nothing. Okay? When you reach out to the attorneys, obviously, what it is that they're doing, they're talking to you initially about your situation, just so that you can understand what your situation is exactly and what your options are. You then have to make that executive decision, the right decision to go with PPID. Okay? I've always said I could bring the horse to the water, but I can't force the horse to drink. Ladies and gentlemen, your immigration status in the United States is extremely important. Immigration is a minefield, all right? You don't want to do this yourself. And that's the reason why we say, hey, Conrad, Adam, Alan, let's free up the consultations again. But I know it will not last forever, but this is an opportunity. You get through the door. Now you're through the door. You're in the waiting room. You know, we spoke with the receptionist. And now, guess what? It's time to get the job done. Hire them. Get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Your status is very important to you, your family, and others. The number to call right now for your free phone consultations is 844-PPID-LAW. Just remember that, 844-774-3529. Let's get some immigration questions going here. And if you have questions, place them on Facebook on my page, David Squeeze Annakie, Adam's page, the case handler, or the firm's page, PPID. Immigration question 1. My sister's husband, who is a citizen of the USA, filed for her. However, the person who did the paperwork omitted her 2 children from the application. How can my sister add her children to the application? She's worried and doesn't want to leave them behind in Jamaica.
This is a citizen.
Conrad, you're muted, by the way. Go ahead, Alan.
Did she say whether she's a citizen or a resident? I didn't hear.
Well, our sister's husband is a citizen.
No good. Doesn't matter if they admitted the children or not. As a citizen, he has to apply for the children separately. Children can't join the mother.
So the citizen sibling has to come to the United States first. And then once that person comes to the United States as an immigrant, then they can turn around and file for the children. Children cannot come with the parent.
All right. Once again, folks, you're in tune to Cruising with a Case Handler. I am David Squeeze Annakie of the Link Up Media Group of Companies. I am here with Conrad Pollack, a managing partner of the firm. I'm here with Alan E.K., the general. I'm here with Adam Handler, the hot stepper. Bad boy, hot stepper, all right? The man who's settling those cases left, right, forward, and center. And he jabs, Sting like a bee, float like a butterfly, Adam Handler. And of course, the firm is back with free phone consultations. What can I say? It's a great Monday. All right, let's get to another immigration question. My daughter went to the United States on a student visa in May 2017 and completed an associate degree. While there, she met and married a classmate. He is from a different religion. However, at the time, it didn't seem to pose a problem until his family found out about the marriage. He has since abandoned my daughter. She doesn't know where he is She has recently filed for divorce, but is unsure and anxious as to exactly how to proceed as her 2-year-old residency expires next year. How exactly should she proceed if she wants to continue living in the US? And can she apply on her own for a 10-year residency? Alan?
Okay, the point is this, that it's not really clear. Did she marry this guy or she did not? Or she getting divorced from him?
Married, yeah.
All right.
She married a classmate.
And he was a citizen or he was a permanent resident?
It didn't say, it just said that he's from a different religion.
Yeah, we have to know that, whether he was a citizen, whether he was a permanent resident, whether he filed something for her or not. There may be some remedies, but we've got to know a little more about whether he was a citizen or permanent resident and whether something was filed or not yet.
I think it's very important that they call the firm. That firm, PPID, very important, 844 PPID law. Let's get one more question in here. Is it possible to file for your siblings to come to the USA?
If you're a U.S. citizen, yes, and it takes about 15 years.
Okay, that one was quick. Here's a long one. Let's see if you guys can get this one in before the top of the hour. This one says here, in 2019, my aunt who lives in America and is a citizen of the United States came to renew my other aunt's who visits America but lives in Jamaica visa. My aunt who lives in Jamaica has health issues and as a family, we have collectively taken care of her all her life. My mother who was here, who was her primary caregiver for the last 20 to 30 years, passed away in 2018. The embassy revoked my aunt's visiting visa. She has no assets tying her to Jamaica, and at her age 75, she will be a burden on the system. My aunt has traveled back and forth between the United States and Jamaica for the last 15 to 20 years and has never overstayed her time. Now the responsibility of taking care of her has fallen in my lap. I have health complications of my own and find the day-to-day care at times taxing. My aunt has 6 brothers and sisters who reside in the United States, as well as several nieces and nephews who also reside in the United States. Only my brother and I reside in Jamaica. How can I get back her visitor's visa? It's not my intention to ship her off, but I need a break from time to time.
Well, we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute before top of the hour, Squeeze. I don't know if that's going to make it, but let's hold that question real quick and just remind everybody, ladies and gentlemen, that we are getting to the top of the hour. We will continue live on Facebook. We keep telling you over and over, check us out on social media. Check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. You'll be connected to this show and you'll be able to watch any time of day and continue, of course, when we're off 93.5 FM. Free phone consultations, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, right? All you got to do is call our firm, get your question answered for free. 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. If you don't call and ask your legal question for free, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Nobody at all. We can't make it any easier for you to know where you and your family stand on all issues regarding immigration, personal injury, criminal defense, family law. You got a legal question, we got that legal answer. 844-774-3529.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the show is called Cruising with the Case Handler. Make sure you check him out each and every single day, weekday right here at 9:30 a.m. We will have this show, so make sure you check it out. Once again, call the number 844-774-3529. Everyone that's on the digital platforms, could you do me a solid? Share the link that you're watching with everyone, okay? Share it on as many pages as you can. By the way, join some groups for us and share it in there. And of course, that's the way I say you're doing your good deed for the day. Pay it forward, all right? Let's get back to the question. Alan, you got an answer for me? It's all about...
It's unusual to have a visa revoked. And so we really need more information to find out why it's revoked and what we can do.
Alan, let me interrupt you before you can get there. I mean, based on the circumstances, she's obviously going to have to reapply to the consulate to get another visa, but highly unlikely. I mean, she has no contacts apparently in Jamaica. Everybody's in the United States. She has no prospects for employment here. She has medical issues. The chances of her getting another visa from the consulate to come to the United States are slim to none. I mean, that's a fact. But all she can do is apply for another visa and roll the dice and see if she can get it. I mean, no harm done in doing that, but the odds of her getting it are slim to none. That's a fact.
I agree.
And I like the fact that you're very straightforward about this, Conrad. And Alan, I mean,
Look, I'm not here to mislead people. You know, there are plenty of people out there in the immigration field that thrive on misleading people. That's not something that I do. It's not something we do here. And the fact is, that woman has got a tough situation. Look, this is a common situation, unfortunately. This is why a lot of people come to the United States illegally, because it's so difficult to come legally. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. But in her situation, yeah, she's got to apply for a visa. No reason not to. But the chances of her getting it are basically, you know, slim to none, as I said.
Okay. All right. Once again, folks, I want to say thanks to the attorneys for doing this. But Conrad, I need for you to expound a little bit on a little bit about the free consultations. What do you have to say to a lot of people who will be calling for the free consultation?
You know what?
Would you like to get across?
First thing to say about the free consultation is my arm is killing me from being twisted for the past 2 weeks by everybody at this office. I should be walking around in a sling. No, but in all honesty, look, a lot of people have a lot of questions. There's a lot of new stuff happening, and you know, we want to help. We want to give back to the community, which is why we started doing this in the first place last year. And it's been almost a year. You know, March, I believe March 17th is our 1 year anniversary doing immigration on the radio since. We've been doing it continuously for the entire year. So it's kind of a combination of 1 year anniversary this month, bringing back the free consult. And also, again, there's so many people with so many questions out there about what's going on with the new laws. And I understand people's reticence about spending money just to find out, well, what does this executive order mean, or you know, how will it affect me? So as I said, we're going to do it for a limited period for this month, and hopefully people will take advantage of it, and hopefully there are people out there that we can answer their questions.
Okay. Once again, folks, take advantage of those free phone consultations. Make sure you make the call 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Remember, the show is about immigration and personal injury, but it's backed by, of course, a full-service law firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. If you need if you've got a legal problem, call them. All right, at 844-774-3529. And I'll let Adam Handler take us out. Adam.
Yes, my man. Listen, we're thankful for you folks, ladies and gentlemen, that are catching us on social media. That means that you are certainly down with PPID. We appreciate it, and we will do our best to provide you and your family the best possible legal representation. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. sharp, as always, and have yourself, as you say, Squeeze, a wonderful day.
You sure don't want to put another adjective in there? All right. Thank you all so much again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch up soon, tomorrow morning, 9:30. But remember, it's always here on Facebook. You can share it. Thank you so much for doing that.